What's up, Sportman family? It's your boy Sportman, and welcome back to another Market Watch. First up on the docket is, yes, Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. The quarter-century secret rare is continuing to escalate in price, now reaching at $50, and imagine so it can continue to go up because at 20 listings, and we talked about it, low listings equal higher prices. We can't see that price going up even further. But what I will tell you is, at $14 a few months ago, when this card was really cheap, we told everyone to buy it. Now at $50, I would consider starting to move these copies because how much higher can it really get, right? We talked about Blue Eye Sport coming out, obviously can be even more hype and this price point escalating further. But if you bought it at $14, you're already making a big profit. Start thinking about moving these copies before it's absolutely too late and the price starts to come down as well. Now, Primite Lordly Lord. Oh boy, this one really escalated in price. We talked about a lot of the secret rares from this set, Rage of the Abyss, and buying it when it was at $2, $3 because so many secret rares besides Fuelios, and I think Deception and Dominus was the only cards in this set really at a high escalation of price point, while all the other cards were sitting at below $5. And we talked about it. Buy Lacrima, buy Primite, buy all these cards because we talked about it before it even came out that they seem to be really good and could actually raise in price. So when that price point was under $5 for all those secret rares, I definitely went out there and invested in all these secrets, as you should have as well, because now look where we're sitting at the secret rare, at almost $37. So that's insane, everybody, right? This card was about $2. $2. So this price point has definitely increased, and hopefully you listened and bought yourself some of the copies of Rage of the Abyss secret rares when they were so cheap. Molotron Fuelis, as we talked about, the big hitter, getting reprinted in Stampede as well, as we've been confirmed by Konami themselves. Yes, this one's still holding high. Why? We're in season. We talked about it. It's still going to hold high. What I will tell you is if you're not using this card, if you have it in your binder, start to consider moving it as well. Yes, we're far from April, obviously, right? But if you're not doing anything with it, move it. Because eventually people are going to be like, okay, well, I don't really need it anymore. I don't need it for tournaments. I need it for locals. I'll just wait. So you don't want to be that person at the end of brink here waiting to try to move it to get higher price tag on this copy where $100 is already a lot of money. Again, its announcement of its reprint has already been announced. If you're not using it, sell it, all right? Okay, Dragon Master Maga. It almost seems certain as this one will get reprinted, right? A lot of people have been talking about it. And it seems though, Konami did listen to us as we have Petite Moth in Stampede as the quarter-century secret rare. I would consider start to move this because people did vote for Dragon Master Maga in that voting system. So be aware of that. This one does seem as an evident reprint that will happen either in Stampede or next year's tins. But at $1,000, I'm hoping that you're moving these cards because holy crap, yes, it has actually gone down in price at $800, but hopefully you sold it at $1,000 when it was there. But if you haven't already, yeah, get your money while you can, everybody. Fiendsmith Engraver. We talked about these cards going up price point at some point, and they did. Fiendsmith Engraver went back over basically $100, everybody. So kind of crazy on this front here to see this one back up in price to where it was once at its peak only a few months ago. So hopefully you bought in at 50 because now, holy moly, at 115 is insane now. All right, Cosmic Quasar Dragon. I got to do a little clap for you, Cosmic Quasar Dragon. And hopefully everyone was listening months ago when I told everybody Duelist Nexus is not to be slept on. Buy quarter-century secrets from this set. Buy the booster box to hold on to. And yes, that booster box is still really cheap. So if you're considering buying one, buy it. Don't be waiting. Now, Cosmic Quasar Dragon, a $20 quarter-century secret rare. I think at one point it was like $18, right? Let's double check. 22. What was this? Maybe even lower at some point. 20. I remember being 18 at some point. And yes, look at that price point. It is now in the 50s. So hopefully you listen. I definitely have my copy because, as you know, I'm a Sign of Dragon fan. I'm a Stardust 5Ds. I love that era of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have all these copies already. And hopefully you did listen and you bought yourself one. Because yes, it has playability to it. Yes, it has collection value to it. Yes, you should have bought it at such a cheap price tag. Crimson Dragon. We talked about this one as well at $80 when it was very low. It was time to buy. How much lower did you want to get? Now at 14 listings, $150 and rising. Closer to even $160 now. So holy smokes. Crimson Dragon not to be messed with, and even the Secret Rare copy is going up, so be aware of that. Ancient Fairy Dragon, the quarter century Secret Rare, is something to keep an eye on as well. At $18 only a few weeks ago, we're now looking at 21 and climbing here. 25 soon, even to 30. So just be aware this one is not to be messed around with either. With only 16 listings left, that is low listings. Low listings equal higher price tags. Keep that in mind, everybody. Dark Arm Dragon, 13 listings left. Yes, this was at 47, not anymore. $109. Again, some of these cards are worth moving as well, because if you don't have a necessity for it, or you don't need it, or again, it's just you have in your binder and it's taking up room, it's taking up dust, go ahead and move it. Get your money. Get your money, everybody. Get those profits in as early as you can. All right, 7th Ascension. Who said Legendary Duels from the Deep was a trash set? Not me. Okay, yes, me. But holy smokes, $25 for 7th Ascension is absolutely wild. So if you do have this copy laying around, maybe time to move on from it before it gets reprinted here. Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. Holy moly, everybody. We talk about cards just escalating price. Maybe it's time to start selling and get into the investment game in Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, right? A lot of people watch these market watches to get into that. Well, hopefully I'm putting you on right now. $63 now for this card at a collector rare price. And for, again, a rarity that seems to be not that fan favorite anymore, it's still picking up in price pretty good. And even the one from the tins, everybody, this was under $1. 67 cents. 67 cents, everybody. We're looking at over $10 now. So that is 10 times your profit right there margin. So that's insane. We talked about it, right? Secret Rare Crimson Dragon going up price. Check this out from Duelist Nexus. A set, by the way, a sealed booster box of this set is only $37, I think. So that's insane. This card alone is $21 and rising. So absolutely wild. Chaos Angel, one card that seems to be very undervalued when it first came out in the tins as a reprint, and yes, it has made its escalation price yet again, doubling in price tag from its original, once it was out, now as a reprint, now at $35. So that's insane. 22 listings. It's getting kind of low, so I'm gonna expect that price tag to continue increasing as well. Superstar Slayer, we've been talking about this one for a few days now, even weeks. It has increased a lot. It hasn't break the $30 mark yet, but I expect it to very soon as well. The Dark Magician Adidas promo is actually increasing in price a little bit, not a lot, but something to keep in mind, everybody. This one has definitely decreased from its original standpoint when it was once at. I remember people buying this for like $700-800, and yes, now it's at $128. So maybe a time to buy in, because again, this is a really cool thing. It does have that Adidas stamp on it. I do have one myself. It is a really nice looking card, and I can't say anything about the shoes. Not that big fan of the shoes, but the card itself is really cool. Now, the Dark Magician from Battle of Chaos, the 20th anniversary one, is something to keep an eye on as well. If you haven't invested in this one as well, I would start to consider investing in it. It's definitely something that could always go up over time, and something that can break the $200 price point at some point in the near future. Now, I will say this card was really cheap only a few months ago. When was it? In May? April? $68. I remember people buying this copy for like $55, so that was insane. This was really, really cheap. So hopefully bought in at that point. But I will say this, at a near mint value of $100, I still say that's pretty cheap price point for what this card is, it looks like, and how hard it was to pull this card as well. Now, Light of Destruction is something to also keep an eye on if you do want this box for your collection for sealed value. Right now it's at $60. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. I bought mine for $80, so I should have waited a little bit, but man, $60, you can't go wrong there. This is a really cool collection piece to add to anyone's collection. Same with all these other booster boxes that came out for the 25th anniversary. Invasion of Chaos has picked up in price. So has Pharaoh's Servant, so has Spell Ruler, so has Metal Raiders, and of course so has LOB. So I'm not sure what we're waiting on. Hopefully it picked yours up. If you haven't already, I would consider definitely investing in these just to have them laying around for your collection. It's always cool to look at. It's always cool to show off. And also, if you ever want to sell it off, you're probably going to make a profit in the future as well. Destructed Doroma Karma Cannon. Oh my god. Try saying that 10 times. I can't even speak anymore. Yeah, this one has escalated in price a lot as well. This was like really cheap once, like a few weeks ago. Now has escalated to above like $12. So just be aware of that as well. Bishell Jerusalem, the Bishell package, has definitely increased over time here. We're looking at $20+ now for this one from the Megatins, and even the Lobelian as well, now at $24. So just be aware that this price point is not slowing down. It's only going to continue to increase. Bishell is always going to be prominent and present here. Could be a seen in Stampede as well, so just be aware of that as moving forward. It definitely could be reprinted. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with a lot of things needing reprints. That could definitely be a slot in there in the future as well. Even the quarter century secret for Bishell Rebellion is going up as well, so be aware of that. 10 listings left, and yes, your verified seller cheapest here is $320. So talk about really escalating in price. Bishell Rebellion at Quarter Century Secret has definitely done so in that department. Crossover Breakers, the booster box. If you didn't buy sealed already, or if you didn't buy into this, holy smokes, you might be missing out. And now you might be having to invest at a higher price tag, especially with all these cards from the set being such a high price tag to even build the deck. Yeah, hopefully you bought in when it was like $70 for the booster box, because this price point doesn't seem to be slowing down, and the cards inside the set just seem to really be breaking the bank for people here. The card prices are insane. I just see a lot of value for this, and I don't see it slowing down. I can see this touching $100, honestly. The next card we're looking at here is Fusion Armament, the quarter century secret rare, now pretty much starting to increase in price. We looked at this card a few months ago at $15, now at $25 for the lowest near mint listing of this one, and yes, $25. So, we talked about this one especially because we did say the effect looks really good. It does have future outlook that it can be very much used here at some point in the meta. We just don't know when, and that price point is starting to gradually increase. So consider picking this one up, because it definitely can be in your favor to start increasing even further in price than, at $15 now at $25, to continue to go up here in the current landscape of the market. Another card to consider picking up sooner rather than later, and if you haven't already, hopefully you haven't missed out on it, Solemn Judgment. It was at $15, and we talked about picking up this one at $15 because it was so cheap. It's a staple. We always say it. Staple cards go up over time, especially high rarity, right? Quarter century secret rare rarity going up over time. We've seen it with Infinite Permanence, Triple Tax Thrust, Cross-Out Designator. These staple cards, especially at quarter century secret rares, increase over time. And exactly what's happening here with Solemn Judgment is, been happening, right? It's 32 now. It was at 15. So it's definitely increasing. So just be aware of that moving forward. Something to just put out there, and just a question I have just for the Yu-Gi-Oh community, for anyone that watches my videos. Do you like the Secret Pharaoh's rare or the Ultra Pharaoh rare? I'm not a big fan of the Pharaoh rare rarity, but I just see this price point and I'm just considering to myself why. I just don't understand why the price point is what it is. Sure, it's very hard to get these cards when, to pull them from Magnus and Mavens, but I just don't understand the price tag. I don't see the appeal for the rarity, but I want to know in the comment section down below, how do you feel about the Secret Pharaoh rares, the Ultra Pharaoh rares? How do you feel about that rarity? I'm not a fan of it, but hey, that's just my opinion. But that's about it for this Market Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Market Watch. From your truly Sparkman, please subscribe, comment, and peace out, YouTube.